Hello friends, I am Dr. Hasrat Jasmine, all India rank 226. I have cleared the UPSC Civil Services 2017. Friends, I have public administration as my optional, and here I am on this platform sharing with you my strategy, all my methods, my failures, my successes, what worked for me, what really did not. And now let me start and tell you a little bit about my background. See, I am a doctor, I am an MBBS graduate. So besides taking my medical science as my optional subject, I took on to take public administration, so called one of the feared optional subjects, but there is nothing like that. Let me clarify you one thing. In my opinion, no subject is as interesting as PubAd. Public administration is one of those subjects that really helps you connect with all your GS papers and that really takes you to a different level. You really understand the administration, you really understand the working, the governance in a different way, and that indirectly helps you in your GS preparation. I have pretty good scores in GS paper, and those are possible only because I took public administration as my optional subject. When it comes to my preparation, we have paper 1 and paper 2, and we need to be very clear about the syllabus of paper 1 and paper 2. What you can do is always keep the syllabus in front of your eyes, so that you really know if it is this chapter, what all I am supposed to read and what all I am supposed not to read, because you really have to know what not to read. Apart from that, we have to really study both the papers together. Try clubbing paper 1 and paper 2 together. At many levels, both these papers are linked. For example, in paper 2, you can use paper 1 theories, you can use the thinkers, while in paper 1, while you are talking about thinkers, you can add the examples from paper 2. You can talk about administration in India or administration in any other country and how those theories are actually useful or what all is lacking in those theories. So an integrated study is very important. Besides, if you are new to the field, for example, like I was new to the field, so I was not from the humanities stream. Humanities and science, we know the difference. So I really had to study public administration, and for that I took coaching for some time and from Delhi, and I was not very satisfied. Then later on I took coaching from Ashutosh Pandey sir from GS Core, and I joined his quality improvement program and test series, and those certainly did wonders for me, and I am totally all out here in praise of Ashutosh sir. I mean, this man, he really knows how to inculcate the PubAd spirit in you, and the way he teaches you, it's really good, because I read PubAd, but I was not that very clear about the details, the concepts or the quality of the exam, and that's where sir really helped me. I joined his online classes, and I also attempted tests side by side. See, due to paucity of time, I could not complete the tests or the classes, but however, whatever I learned, that really helped me. Secondly, in public administration, what we often miss, or there is a tendency to miss, is the ARCs, the ARC reports. The second ARC is very, very important. All those reports, we have around 13 to 14 reports for the ARC, they are really important. Indeed, 2 to 3 questions, they come straight away from the ARC itself. Like this year we had a question on disaster management in PubAd paper 2. So that was straight away, there was a report on disaster management in the ARC. So ARCs are very important. Then again, same way with GS, optional also we need to practice answer writing. And answer writing for optional is a bit different. How come it's a bit different? Because here you have to take yourself to a different level. You cannot write a GS answer in public administration. If you do that, you are going to really stand very low, or you are not going to be in the list even, because it's really going to be very tough. People who mark your PubAd papers, they demand the conceptual clarity. Secondly, they demand the answer in the realm of public administration only. So this was also taught to me by Ashutosh sir, and he taught us how to write answers in the domain of public administration and not to enter into the domain of GS. Thirdly, Answer writing again here is very important. If not possible, if you are not able to write a complete test every day, what you can do is 1 to 2 questions you can write every day. Either you can frame your questions yourself, or you can pick up questions from any booklet. You can pick any line and add word with it, comment, analyze, criticize, discuss. That way you can really create a question bank for yourself and revise. Now coming on to the sources. Whenever you prepare for the optional, let's talk here about PubAd only. So people say the sources are very few, the syllabus is very less. But friends, understand one thing. If you really like studying concepts, if you really like studying about what's all is going on in present in the administrative setup in your country or worldwide, and what are the best practices or any lessons that you can take away, so PubAd is your subject. When we talk about first thing here is the thinkers. So it's known to everyone, Prasad and Prasad, we study for the thinkers, and it's a marvelous book. You really need not to go into details of any other book. That book has covered every thinker in every detail possible, and you can highlight all the important features there, and you can skim through the thinkers at once after you have read them. Then coming on to paper 1. Now for paper 1, it's all about concepts. So for concepts, you can refer to your coaching notes. Like in my case, I read Ashutosh sir's notes, because whatever he used to teach, I used to note them down, and his notes really provided a conceptual clarity. Secondly, you can read books like, I started with Lakshmikant. That is the simplest book you can refer to connect with PubAd. First of all, you have to connect with the subject, then only you can go higher. So to connect with that, Lakshmikant was the best book. Later on, I started reading a few other books like Arora is there for comparative public administration. We have Fadi and Fadia, that's for paper 2. Then Rajni Goel and many more. Apart from that, there are a few other online sources also, so you can refer to the Indian Institute of Public Administration only if you feel like, because these books will be enough. Create those minute notes for yourself. Minute notes in the sense that what all is there in the philosophy of Taylor, what all is there in philosophy of Weber, Karl Marx. Those notes will really help you. You are not supposed to write registers on that thing. Just keep a simple page, write it down, what all you know about Marx, what all the book is saying about Marx, what different books are saying about Marx, and accordingly you can prepare. Secondly, there are a few topics that are common in paper 1 and paper 2, like we have financial administration in paper 1 also, we have the same in paper 2 also, we have local self-government in both the papers, and a little bit of thinkers are also there in paper 1. We have some thinkers, few thinkers we have in paper 2 like Kautilya and others. So always do an integrated study and give yourself some time to really think about what all is there in the administrative setup, and any good practices. Like we have a few good practices. I remember at that time when I was studying, Odisha was one of the states that was really coming ahead and following very good models. Then you have a few models like at present government is following technocracy, and the same question came in the final optional paper 2 as well. So that way you are supposed to understand the things, learn from the current affairs. You can also add case studies into your answers. See, you have to make your answers interesting. Your answers should not look like copied from the textbook type. So you can read textbooks like Mohit Bhattacharya when you are at a higher level, you have understood the concepts. However, that is not enough. You have to add your personal angle into the answer. Your answer should feel like examiner should feel कि हाँ इसको आता है, इसको समझ आ गई. So that understanding should reflect in your answer. How will that reflect? It can reflect when you add case studies. It will reflect when you add good practices from the Indian administration, from the administration worldwide. It will add when you quote thinkers. It will also be seen when you draw more diagrams. In fact, diagrams are equally important in GS papers as well, particularly in geography, and you can add a few diagrams in world history or ancient history. So that way, in PubAd also, we have a few diagrams, like we have a Lincoln pin model of Rensis Likert, or we have so many strategies like a level jumping strategy by Fayol. So those diagrams, when you add, we have Maslow's hierarchy of needs, so we have a diagram. So whenever there's a question on Maslow, like it came this time, so because of time shortage, I do the diagram, and I've written a little bit about Maslow, and then I went on to the next question. When you draw that thing in the diagram, the examiner comes to know that the person has an idea, but due to shortage of time, he or she could not complete the answer. So diagrams are very important. A good test series is very important. In my case, I attended GS Score test series, and Ashutosh sir, he personally marked my questions. He gave very good feedback, and that really helped me identify where laid my strength and what is my weakness. And apart from that, continue reading newspapers. Keep on extracting best practices out of newspapers. You'll read a lot of things like this time Kerala administration has done this, or governor of this state has come up with this. So those are all good practices, and you really need to have a consolidated notebook of those good practices, because those things you are going to use later on in your answers. And apart from that, I would like to say that keep studying, have patience. This exam teaches you patience. Have patience, do hard work, give your best and leave the rest, and you are sure to succeed. Thank you.